Many people falsely think that Point Break is somewhat of a Thanksgiving movie, and it's false and only because of Calvin and Hobbes.
This Calvin and Hobbes is funny.
I mean, it's just a comic, so don't let it make you mad.
Mad! Good and mad! Dad, what do you want to do about it? Feels good, doesn't it? It's time for lunch. Angelo, it's 10:30.
You know, Angelo's character talking about Calvin and Hobbes and reading it right before orders the 2 meatball sandwiches. Yes, he does mention that it's called Turkey Cemetery. However, that doesn't make it Thanksgiving. In fact, you could see the issue of Turkey Cemetery by Calvin and Hobbes actually came out on October 6th of 1991 after the film was even released. So either they had the jump on it and they knew about it in advance, or it is the Jim Carrey effect. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that one. And if you don't know about the Jim Carrey effect yet, go into my playlist and check it out. The movie is actually set in the winter with scenes depicting snowy landscapes and colder weather conditions, and the surfers even wearing wetsuits. And as artificial intelligence, or in this case, artificial unintelligence, so points out here, Point Break don't take place during a specific month.
I say that there's no good such grammar, folks.
Catch me outside, how about that?
I guess we can't blame everything on Jim Carrey, but still.
Best I've ever tasted. Would you go get me two?
How did Bill Watterson, the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, have some sort of a magic-looking glass into the future? Perhaps he worked with director Catherine Bigelow. Either way, the Calvin and Hobbes mystery remains just that, a mystery. So even though the Turkey Cemetery was considered one of the most offensive Calvin and Hobbes ever, number 1 is actually taken by Calvin Bombs, his school. Something tells me that edition would not be printed this day and age. And so the Calvin and Hobbes Point Break mystery remains as such. Let's leave Jim alone and let's start calling it the Keanu Reeves effect. And with my big black cock in my hands, I want to thank you all for watching.
Utah, give me two.